Hello everyone, this is the second Circus People Podcast and my new guest is Katharina.
Hello.
And she's a straps artist.
Exactly.
Am I right?
You are right, yes.
I'm right. I know that because I see you practicing, but unfortunately I never saw you on the stage. Would be lovely to see, by the way.
Yeah.
The first question I have for you, so the straps is your main discipline, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And where did you came from? Which are you came from a ballet or?
Yeah, so when I was a child in Vienna, I did acro sports for several years. But back then it wasn't such a huge thing. So when I was a teenager, I kind of lost interest, and then I had a really long break. And then at some point I transitioned into circus.
Yeah, nice. And you did some circus school, or you just taught yourself?
No, I did it myself, and then I decided to go to Montreal for a few years. But I didn't do the school there actually. I went there privately, and I trained with the really famous coach on straps because straps was always the thing I really wanted to be good at. And yeah, it was a good choice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely just become very good straps artist. That's cool. So, but now you work in a duo, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
But you still work as a single performer?
I do. Yeah, but we're trying to transition more into doing mostly dual contracts. I also work in a company where we do mostly group acrobatics. So my solo straps artist career is not my focus anymore.
Okay, I mean, this makes sense, and it's also nice to work in a duo.
Yeah.
And I also saw actually one thing on your Instagram that you play piano.
I do, yes, exactly. I started that when I was 8 years old. My mom was in a conservatory, so she kind of was my inspiration to learn piano. And I must say I love it. It's like totally different way to connect with music. It has helped as an artist to also understand music and join it with movement. So yeah, it's kind of a thing that I do when I feel overwhelmed or like I feel like I need to connect. I play piano. Yeah.
So you was in like a musical school, or it's your mom who?
No, I was in a musical school in Vienna.
How was that?
It was difficult. I had a Russian teacher.
Ooh!
Yes, I still have nightmares. She used to, I had this book where she would write comments after every lesson, and the first year it was pleasant comments, and then from the second year onwards it was like the comments became longer and longer, and they were just like really, really mean. So every time before my lessons I was nervous, and yeah, it took me a while to get over this negative connection and rediscover piano for myself. She also forced me to play these really weird songs, like Polish, really old songs. As an 8-year-old, you don't really want to play the Polish old songs.
Yeah, that's an interesting style of teaching. So how long you was with her?
I was with her for 5 years.
Oof, wow. Yeah. She really make you drama in your life a little bit.
Yes, definitely.
I totally understand you, because the thing is that I also was in a musical school, and yeah, and I also learned piano.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, and actually, it was my mom's dream, because she was in a musical school, but she didn't make to the conservatory, so she really wanted me to make it.
Crazy, we have like a very similar story.
Yeah, and obviously, I also had a Russian teacher.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, and actually I was like, I didn't really like it because I have to sit, and I was also the person who want to move. I was in a ballet, and this was perfect for me. But then I have to sit. I was quite good in it. So at first I did some classes in the a kindergarten school a little bit for 2 months, and then I go to the professional school, and then they say, okay, we take it to the second class immediately. I was like really good at it. But then this teacher, she was like, I play something, for example, and I do the one mistake, and she's like, what are you doing? She just closed the piano, or like she moving from the chair and start showing me how I have to actually play. And I remember that I never concentrated on what she was showing me. I was concentrated on how many rings she has. She has a lot. Like every finger has a ring, a different one, not like a usual, like a stones and stuff. And then it's connecting here or connecting to the ears. the
matching
earrings,
jewelry.
earrings or this one.
Yeah.
And I always was find which one connect to which, So that was, and always when I go to the place and I was standing next to the room when I have to do it, I was like, oh my God, I hope she's not there. Please, she's not there. Please, no.
Oh.
And also the best part for me was to take exam, because on exam you're on a big stage. We had a huge stage. It was also organ in the back.
Yeah.
The huge one. It was not a piano, it was a royale. So the big one, white. So it's like the stage, it's a really professional school for big. From this one, people goes to the conservatory like almost straight away. And on exam, I love it because of the atmosphere. I can be on a stage and no one tell me anything. I'm just there. I can play. Nobody will shut out anything. Nobody will say I'm stupid. Perfecto.
Those are very low standards. Nobody telling you you're stupid.
Yeah, so low. And I was in a ballet, they also always tell you that you're stupid there. So that's so normal. Yeah, so you tried the act, do it all together with the...
Yes, I did. I did have this vision of like playing an act on a piano and then going on the piano, doing straps with the piano as kind of like my stage, and in between playing again. So I tried to create this, and I very soon noticed that the reason why it hasn't been done before is because it's impossible. Like, you're on straps, you grip really strong, and then you try to play, and this happens because like you can't move your fingers anymore.
Yeah.
So that was a no.
Yeah. I also remember actually when you go from cold.
Yeah.
It's also like,
yeah.
I was like this,
That's good, yeah.
And then I go, because otherwise, like, and then this Czerny etudes, which is super fast, and you like just can't make it because it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. But idea is cool. I think it's super cool. Like for example, Ellie, she sing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I did do it where I was playing a medley of various pieces of the composer of the music that I took for my act, and then I ended the medley with the same song that I was then performing to, and it was a nice connection. I think the audience liked it, but I don't know, it was just a lot of work, and I'm not sure if it's enough to pay off.
Yeah, totally understand. Actually, I also know one artist, Tatiana Zhiganova. She also works, I don't know if she still works in straps, and she was playing on this small concertina or something, how it calls.
Is it like an accordion?
Yeah, like a little accordion. She was playing on this first, and then she started to do traps. Like not after or during, maybe during this a little bit, but before 100%. It was kind of fun. Yeah. But also it's in your way you need to have like a piano with you, which is also...
Yeah, I mean, I used an electric piano. It doesn't weigh that much. That was fine, but still a lot of work. But it's really good to have that skill, In the industry, they're happy with every additional skill that you can possibly provide. So having musicality pays off.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You can use it somehow. That's a super cool idea. At least you have a material that you can show, you can prove that, yes, I tried, and in case if you want it,
True.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as a performer as well, who need to practice every day, I face sometimes, not sometimes, quite often, I face the problem that I don't want to go to the training. But I'm like, yes, but I have to do it. And then I'm trying to tell myself something, or somehow, like I'm like, okay, but after I will, I don't know, buy some nice sweets. So, or I'm like, try to push myself somehow differently to this, because we're not robots and we sometimes don't want to train. Yeah. So how you solve this problem, if you have one?
I definitely, actually a few years ago, I did not have that problem at all. The training itself gave me so much that I was just always excited to train. But yes, as you have said correctly, at some point you reach the limit where you really don't want to anymore, especially during winter when the weather is shitty. You just want to sit at home. I think, and that's probably not a good thing, for me it's guilt that motivates me. I'm really scared of losing my skills, of losing muscle when I don't train, so that's enough to keep me motivated. I do treat myself with sweets a lot, but that I do regardless of training, you know. I just eat it always. I don't really care about dieting.
Yeah, because you know that then you will go to the practice.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Yeah, also, as a juggler, you also lose it very fast.
I bet, yeah.
That you need to be there, you need to touch your prop, you need to do everything. So this is also one of the things that I'm like, okay, but if you don't, look, especially when I tried like one new trick and I finally get it yesterday. But today I feel tired, for example, right? And then I'm like, yes, but the thing is that I just get it yesterday. So that's mean that I must go today because there is no choice. In that case, all work I did before was for no reason, because like why?
Yeah.
How often do you train? It's like this is thing. But when I was start juggling, because I came from ballet, and in a ballet you have one amount of time that you have to spend, and they actually push you to this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's even in the theater you still have a special amount of time when you have to do the class, and then you have to do rehearsal. So it's not your decision.
Right.
But then you face, as an adult in general, that. You have to do it, and some people tell you, some jugglers told me from the beginning, like, I train 8 hours. And I was like, how? I don't understand, because I cannot train 8 hours. It's like, it's just impossible. They're like, if you want to become a good juggler, you have to train 8 hours.
Like, that's the secret to good juggling.
Yeah, this is the secret. And I think my limit was like 4 hours. And then I was dying already. And then I was like, I never become a good juggler because I just trained 4 hours. So how often do you train, and what do you think? Is it important how much or quality of training?
So first of all, I think it's super important to listen to your body. This is something I learned the hard way, because I used to be like, oh my God, I need to train every day for this amount of hours. I need to do exactly this, this, and this to be able to progress. But that's not true. Like your body varies, and I guess I'm talking for aerial arts specifically, because these are very tough on the body. So if I feel like I have a pain in my shoulder or whatever, I try and listen to it, and I try to compensate in a different way. With regards to aerial training, I train at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6. After contracts, I usually take a week off completely of aerial. But then I also do a lot of rehab and prehab for shoulder injuries. So that's gym time at least 3 hours a week, maybe sometimes more. I try and do some dance classes now and then. I hate them, but I do it anyways. Yeah, so I don't think there's like a set amount, but I would say I take 1 day off per week without any sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty a lot. But anyway, and what dance classes do you take?
Ballet regularly, which I enjoy. I like how the body gets challenged in a different way, in a not so aggressive way, I would say.
And non-known muscles.
Yes.
Which is all inside of you. When they tell you just stay, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you dine inside.
Pretty much, yes. But it's it has done my body really good. It's like the body posture changes a lot, and I can highly recommend it. I try some commercial and high heels classes, some hip hop. I'm really bad at it. I will never, ever show any of it.
Yeah,
try.
With the ballet, I would say it's still helped me, because I do some tricks with the legs.
Yeah.
And it's the points immediately there. Like, because they teach you how to feel every single muscles you have inside. It's like not about doing 3,000 push-ups. It's about to feel every muscle switches inside of you. And this is a good thing of ballet, in ballet. And also after ballet, I was like, I need to go and do we also did like a jazz and modern dance and folk dances as well, because it's very, folk, every folk, and German as well. This Tyrol dance, this, I dance it actually.
I definitely want to see that.
That's perfect, yes. Honestly, I still remember, because it's hard to forget.
Yeah, I bet.
And I tried after that go to hip hop. And the teacher from the first second I was there, he was like, are you from ballet? I was like, how you know it? He's like, because you're like this. And then I was like, try to relax. I was hardly trying to relax. I was sweating how I was trying to relax. That's how I relax. So I would say it's not for everyone.
Nah.
What is harder, to play piano or to do straps?
That's a really good question. I've never thought about it that way. I think for me personally, it's harder to motivate myself to practice piano. I don't enjoy playing scales up and down and all those technique things that you have to do with piano as well. With straps, it's more painful. So I guess I would be able to play piano every single day, but straps not. They're equally as hard, I would say, in different ways.
Yeah, and both is good for your body and for your mind. Yes. Yeah, to be honest, it's really cool that because, for example, there's most of the time the left hand is doing like a bass, and the right one plays. But some of the music of the pieces, it's both hands plays, and this is when you like understand. And I also think actually this music classes in my past I did like 4 years helps in my juggling career, let's say, because in juggling you also have to use both of your hands
same with straps.
Equally.
Yep.
Like not
always train both sides, people.
So did I ask you why you choose straps?
No.
Why?
I did tissue before, and I thought it didn't really motivate me that like for a trick you just had to remember a rap and then you could do it within a matter of minutes. And I'm well aware that there are really difficult tricks on silks that take months and years to learn, but I was never motivated for that. But with straps, I like the apparatus because it's simple. Like you put your hand in it and then you're limited in terms of what you do. With silks, you have so many options of wrapping, figures, and whatever. With straps, you're limited, and I like that. And I also like the challenge. Back when I started, there weren't that many women who did straps, and I'm really tall. I have long legs, which is not common on straps because it's really difficult to get them up there.
I totally understand you.
And I was horrible at the beginning. Really, I had humble starts. At some point, I will share them online, but like when I'm much more established, because otherwise I won't ever get booked again, I think. Anyways, I think to sum it up, it was a challenge, really, and the simplicity of the apparatus. You
was performing as a solo, right? Now you're in a duo and you also do in a group.
Yes.
What is what you prefer? What is easier? Because I was again go back to ballet. But you get used to it, like there is a people all around, and you know how to communicate with them. But you like anyway, it's a different thing. It's my life not in their hands. And personally, for me, it's very big stress when someone just bring my prop on the stage. I'm like, you're going to destroy my act. So what do you think?
I used to also say I'm like not a team player, but that kind of changed when I just created a duo act for fun with my partner, and I learned that at least for us, we could create much more on stage because we had this connection with ourselves, which was a deep one, and then we also could share this connection with the whole audience. And I just like the fact that you can be bigger and you can take up more space. But it was definitely an adjustment because I'm also a person who loves control. So to let go and also let my partner make certain decisions, that's a difficult one even now. In terms of the group, I like to be on stage with them together. Just the whole vibe that we can create, because again, we're more people, so we can create more of everything. And it's just the company that I'm with, it's a completely different thing. And I love that. It doesn't have anything to do with Ariel. It's more music and not so much pain. I don't know, I really enjoy it. I like the group of people I work with. So that's an important one. I think you really need to like the members that you work with, otherwise you won't enjoy the work.
Yeah, definitely. I also think that I didn't came to the point where I can work with someone to make a real duo act, because it's very important to meet the person who you trust. in every level, because you guys basically hold each other
Yes.
all the time, and this is
Definitely.
always about the partner work, and it's not just like a throw the prop or whatever. It's an aerial thing. It's like the trapeze duo, for example,
Yeah.
who just like jump into the hands to another. I'm like, I would never do it.
Yeah, it's definitely something to get used to. And even now, I'm still struggling with certain tricks to just trust my partner to have me and not have me die. So
Who's the alpha in your duo?
So I think opinions can be very different on this one. Obviously, for me, I am the alpha. I think he would disagree. He would say he's the alpha, but
should I call him also to the podcast and ask
maybe
a question?
I think it was funny because on our last contract that we did, we were practicing and we were having an argument about a move, and the technician came by and he was like, "Ooh, two alphas." So I guess that's the answer. We're both alphas, and that's what makes it a bit difficult. Yeah.
But if it's working, that's mean that you know how to communicate.
We had to learn. Definitely big learning progress, still ongoing, but we're getting there.
Cool.
Yeah.
That means that you enjoy to play duo, and I wish you to play duo as long as you can.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
Actually, also the question coming from this. So we all know that we cannot perform as a circus performer forever.
We all know that one clown that's like 80 years old and that can still do it.
But come on.
Yeah, no.
Come on. Sometimes we know that he should stop.
Yeah.
We don't talk about any particular guy. It's just it's actually happen everywhere in a movie, in a theater, many places where people are already not really able to do it, but they still do it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can see that the person play about his age, that he's an old guy doing that,
right?
And this is good. This is I appreciate so much because not everyone do it. But someone is already old and they like try to again. I don't have to be honest anyone in mind. I'm just in general. So I'm already thinking, even that I'm a juggler and I can actually do it longer than an aerial because it's not that much body work. Still it is, but not that bad. And I'm thinking about it. Like I have some ideas what I can do. And do you think about it, or you just like, no, I still have some years
I think about it a lot, definitely. And I think it's healthy to think about it, especially as an aerialist. Something can happen always. Like with the blink of an eye, your career can be over. I know that's a very negative spin on things, but I'm a very realistic person. I'm from Vienna, so we tend to be very realistic about things. Anyways, I mean, I have a dream scenario that would be cool, but on a realistic scale, I don't think that would work out. The fantasy would be to own a coffee shop with next to it a training facility, so that the people because I love baking and my partner loves to make coffee, so that the people could have coffee and watch the training, and the people that train could come and have some coffee. That would be nice, but I mean, I'm not rich and I don't think I will ever be rich with my profession. So the more realistic thing that I have in mind is to do something that's more sustainable in terms of making the event industry greener. Because what I really don't like about our profession is that it's such the entertainment industry itself is very wasteful in terms of energy and food, and we cater to the middle to upper class usually, and I'm not super happy with that. I feel a bit guilty sometimes of getting paid to do something that just takes away a lot from this planet. So I would like to try and give back, or at least try and make it greener and better. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the thing. If not circus, then you will try to do
something. Yeah, sustainability and something like that.
This is a cool thing. Wow.
I think it has to be done. To be honest, I studied event management as my master, and I wrote my master thesis on this topic of how to make festivals greener. And they actually have a lot of things in place already, but not within the circus industry, at least not as far as I know. And I think it can actually be implemented quite easily.
Yeah, this is a very good thing.
People just have to care about it, and often they don't.
Another thing, what you can say for the people who just start to do straps, what you can recommend them?
Yeah, so actually I coach straps quite a lot, and there is a very simple equation to straps. If you train, you will get better. If you don't train, you will not get better. That's it. Consistency, people.
For everything.
Also train both sides. The two things.
Train both sides.
Point your toes.
Point your toes.
Those are the few things I can say.
And your studio's like, yes. Oh my God.
Oh, you should hear them. You should hear them, yeah. But this is what I preach. But like I said, it's the magic to straps. It's super simple. You train, you get better. There's no way you won't get better if you train. But there's no way you will get better if you don't train.
Yeah, this is absolutely true. I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
It's only the way, unfortunately. And how do you come up with the ideas for the new act? Like what like for me, for example, if I'm like, okay, I want to do a new act, and then I'm looking for the music. I will say the first I go from the music, and then it comes. I mean, in the end, it can be not even this music, but I maybe get inspired by this because I not always know what exact idea I want.
Yeah. So usually when it comes to tricks, I like to just in general with creative sessions to see what else is possible, how to modify it to make it my own thing. I like originality a lot. For my solo acts, I usually got a music and then I created the act to it. But for the duo act, which is the one that I'm really proud of, we did a different approach. So first of all, we had all our original tricks. That was the first thing we developed. And then we needed the transitions. And for that, we got an outside eye, which I can highly recommend because he introduced us to new movements. We did a lot of research. And also, if you're two people, you tend to disagree on things. So if you have a third person there, a neutral one, this person can help you to just get over these discussions faster and to find a compromise. So we did that for our duo act with Oscar Mauricio as our outside eye, and he was amazing. So that was the second part. And then we had an idea in mind for, I think it depends if your act has a storyline or not. If you have a storyline, that's what you need to start from. You need to understand your emotions. You need to have pictures to it. You need to have feelings for all the stages, beginning, middle, and end. And then you can find moods of music. And then the actual music was the last thing that came for our act. We had always some songs that we would listen to and create, but then the final music was actually specifically created for our act and for the movements that we already had in place. Yeah. So yeah, in general, to sum it up, I think you should start by understanding what you want to tell. If you want to tell something. I'm not saying you always have to have a story. And then you should always try and take a trick and modify it to your own individual character. Those are the two tips that I can give.
Yeah, and I also think it's actually, I personally do it myself because I'm poor, everything. But I have to say that I also see the acts I saw, which is really good with the story, music, and the costume and everything like together. It's mostly done with the director, with someone who can tell you some tips, who is professional.
Yeah.
Because at first, it's faster. It's really much faster than you do it yourself. I'm not saying that like other acts who done by the artist, it's not good. No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's very often it's good. And I'm also, I mean, no, I'm not. Not say that, but it takes much more time because you think what you can do, you try to like, I don't know, see it from the side, but someone can just take one look and say, yeah, but why you do that? Better do this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and that was what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, so for how long you in the business? For amount of years?
I just started after Corona. I wanted to start before Corona, but then, well, obviously none of us did. So I would say summer 2020 and then 2021 up until now continuously.
Okay, so you're quite a while already in the business, right? So you can say amount of time. And you already watched some shows,
Yeah.
Maybe not only live, maybe also online or something. And do you, if you like to tell me the best show at the moment you saw?
So there are two that I absolutely loved. One of them is actually playing right now at Chameleon Theater. It's from the company GOM, Gravity and Other Myths, and it's group acrobatic movements with music. I just think they have so much original content, and the concept behind it is spectacular. So I can highly recommend that.
Oh, I have to go. I wasn't there. I think I was on the previous one.
Yeah.
But not the new one.
You
Are they still play? Till when they play?
I think until the February or March.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they have a long one. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm really wrong. Actually, I don't know.
Oh, I will check.
Check it. Yeah.
Nice recommendation.
And then there was another one. It's Ridiculous. It's 3 guys. They have their own show and they do so much music by themselves on a really high level and a lot of just really funny inside things. And what I enjoy the most is that they just work so well together. You can see that they're friends. You can see that they have really taken the time. And yeah, they play every now and then in Berlin. So whenever Ridiculous is playing, I would say definitely watch it.
Cool. So they are touring or they just like...
They perform here and there, I guess, wherever they get asked to perform. But I think Pfefferberg is one that they do on a regular basis. Yeah.
Cool. That's nice recommendations.
Yeah.
And another recommendations I want to ask you also for. Name 3 movies you could recommend. It's not attached to anything. It's like don't have to inspire you to do anything. It's just the 3 movies you can recommend.
Okay, 2 definitely come on top of my mind. So Forrest Gump, I love it. It just has everything in it. It has a bit of war, a bit of love,
a bit of running,
a bit of comedy, a bit of running. Yeah. It's a really nice one. The second one I just recently saw. It's called 9 Days. It's not an exciting movie, but it's really deep. It has beautiful music to it, and I don't know why I loved it. I absolutely loved it. A third one actually doesn't come to my mind right now. I don't know. I like dramas. I also like dystopian movies, so anything with a bit of science fiction, but not like the alien movies, more like the futuristic kind of movies.
Yeah, also
so
like this.
Maybe if you let a series count, it would be Black Mirror.
That's Black Mirror, it's a good one. Yeah, the series also. Yeah, this is a good one. What about Harry Potter?
It's nice. I used to like it a lot. Definitely a nostalgic one. Yeah, definitely a must-see, but not on my top list.
Whatever. On my top list.
Good movies, yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, actually, to be honest, the movies I wouldn't recommend, but the book,
yeah,
all of them.
Yes, must read for sure.
Yeah, because the movies is not. Anyway, and the last thing, can you tell me the funniest story happens with you on a stage?
Funniest story on stage. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to think about that. There was a story. I'm not sure if I would call it funny. It was more a bit of a tragedy. So
I mean, in a way, the comedy actually came from tragedy. So basically, it could be funny.
Now thinking back of it, it was funny, but back then it was not funny. So I was performing in a circus, and they insisted on, it was aerial silks, and they insisted on throwing my tissue in, so it was like flying onto stage, and then I would use it. They rigged it in the dark, and the tissue, one of them, so it's split in 2, right? And one of them got wound up over the rigging, and I didn't see that. So I started doing my tricks. I did the first drop, it was fine. And then I tried to split it, and it wouldn't open. And I was like, what the heck? Am I so nervous? Why isn't it opening? So I climbed up more and more and more. And when I was on top, I saw that the silk was over the rigging. And that was the reason why I couldn't open it. That was the premiere of the whole circus. And I was like up there thinking to myself, oh my God, I can't do any of my choreography because everything has a split silks. So I went into a hip key and I started spinning. And while I was spinning, I was thinking of all the moves that I can now do with only one silk. And I had to come up with a completely different choreography on the spot.
Wow.
So that was an interesting moment for me. Definitely a learning effect. I was not happy about the rigging situation because, well, clearly it's dangerous. But I guess the funny part about it was me spinning forever and trying to come up with a solution. Yeah.
I think the funniest part of it, like the people didn't recognize anything because it's
No.
often the thing when you like, I probably do it forever, and you're not. I remember when the first time when I was dancing and I fall down and I was on the top of the stage, and I fall down, and then I stand up and I have to do the jump, and I was surprised that actually I did it in the music, and I was like, but how? Because I was falling down so slow, like like a slow motion. I was like,
Oh.
and then I slowly like, oh my god, I started to stand up, and then I go to the jump, and I'm in the music, and then I saw the video. It was like, you didn't even recognize it's actually happening.
Yeah, it's true.
It's always
so
this more slowly, because when you don't know what's happening, what to do on the stage, the 3 seconds become 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the funniest one.
Yeah, another one happened last year with our duo contract. We were doing a trick and we crashed into each other in the air and we lost the complete spin. So we were just kind of hanging there.
So you know something about the funniest, because at first you said like I almost died because of the rigging system. Another funny story was we smashed.
Yeah, we did.
So everything is about pain. I like straps because it's painful.
Yeah.
I was working on the ship and was also a duo, but they did aerial ring.
Yeah.
And I think it was even worse for this, because this time the ship was moving a lot. And usually when ship moving, jugglers always work because like whatever. And aerial also, they decided like, yeah, we will work, why not? So they were up there and this, this super moving starts, and they were just like, they have to be on the one side, like just stable. But they wasn't stable. They was moving this like a crazy. And then they did a sign that no, we don't want to do it. We want to go down. And they start to go down. They go down a little bit, and then the machine is stuck.
No.
So they just stuck there. And they wasn't able, because you cannot jump. It's too far away from jumping. And it was like people were there, and they cannot it was always moving like that. So they just stuck there. And the funny thing was that the stage manager decided to just continue the show.
So they were just sitting there?
Yes.
Oh.
They were just sitting up there, and then the next person comes, and it was a girl who did the antipod, juggle with legs. Yeah. And she was just looking.
That is very awkward, yes.
This is very awkward.
And also painful, like you have to sit in that hoop for the whole time.
Yeah. And it was painful for everyone, because for the girl on the stage who was trying to do her job, at first she was laughing. Yeah. And then nobody actually looked at her, because everyone looked at them, And she looked at them, and they looked at everywhere, and the solution wasn't found.
So when did they get down? How did they fix the problem?
We fixed the problem because it was a straps guy, and we just used his straps to take them down. Yeah. Oh. He just give them strap, and they do this, and they go down with strap. It was one thing, because we can take a ladder, but it's like long, and it was we dance something in front of the people while they go down, because they cannot sit there for the rest of the show. That's strange.
One last story that just happened this weekend that was really funny. So we did a duo straps performance, and we saw the stage beforehand, and everything was fine. We had a lot of space, and it was this kind of stage where you can like lower it or higher it, the individual parts of the stage. And so 30 minutes before our performance, we checked the stage, and all of a sudden they had a gigantic bar on stage. So we're like, guys, we need new space. Like, what are you thinking? I can't smash against the bar. So then they were like really panicking because they didn't know a solution. And then the stage manager was like, what if we just lower part of the stage and make the bar come down? So that's what they did. But it went down at least for 3 meters. So every time I was spinning, there was nothing below me. I was looking into my death pretty much.
Oh my god.
So that was an interesting one. I'm pretty sure that's not legal, but we did that solution.
Yeah, let's not name these people, but you tell me later.
Yeah, that was funny.
Okay, Katharina, I have to say it was super great conversation.
Yeah, same.
Thank you for coming and doing that. It was perfect. And yeah, let's say thank you for Katharina. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Hope you will watch more of our podcast. And maybe some of you will be sitting here or somewhere. I don't know. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.